And all right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages and gender of all ages. Okay, so the last time I recorded, I thought that it was basically over for the Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp stuff. So apparently, Amber Heard, of course, did an interview that they're going to stretch out for about 2 days. I believe it's Thursday and Wednesday. I think they're going to put clips up today. They put one up, and I think they're gonna put more clips tomorrow, and then Wednesday and Thursday. I think that's how they're gonna do it. I don't remember exactly, but I know that one of them goes up Thursday. Apparently, it's like a second interview she did, but we're gonna go react to this interview. Right, the interview is not very long. Is only It's only 2 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm just gonna give you my thoughts. It makes two statements that, of course, I'm gonna disagree with her on because she's just such a piece of shit of a person. Here I go cursing in the first minute. All right, so let's get to it, boys and girls, people of all ages, gender of all ages. Let's go. All right. We're good. Okay.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors. I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But even somebody who is
Okay. One, you do care because that's why you're making these interviews. That's why you have such a massive pushback. One of your main complaints with you and your lawyers is the whole social media presence. So yes, you do care what happened. You care what people think. That's why you're making these interviews because you lost and you know that people hate you, and that was not the outcome that you were expecting. You were expecting to people follow you along, follow you, and be behind you, and you were supposed to be this women's superhero rights activist, but it backfired, honey.
sure I'm deserving.
Let me go back.
The average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But even somebody who is
Yeah, you do. Okay.
sure I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You cannot tell me that you think that this has been fair.
And yes, I'm gonna look you right in the eye or in this camera, and the quote unquote fair representation. It doesn't have social media is not fair. We, the people, saw the evidence. Your trial was live. We saw what happened. We do not have to be fair. We don't have to give you pointers. Okay, we saw the evidence. And when we're talking about a scenario where we know the evidence, we saw the evidence, we do not have to side with you and be like, well, an argument for Amber is no. The evidence shows that you're a piece of garbage, an abuser that abused a man, destroyed his reputation for 7 years. You lied and accused him of the worst things a man could do to a woman. Actually, the worst things a person could do to another person. You accused them of, I can't say the word. You accused them of, I must say, I think if I say grape, I'm good to go, right? You accused him of graping you. You accused him of hitting you, of throwing you to the ground, of de- defiling you. You accused him of the most horrible things you could accuse someone of. And you got caught on a lie being manipulative. You tried to sink this man, lying that he hit you. You brought TMC out of all, mainstream media. I don't know if mainstream is mainstream. Out of all places you could go for a story, you went to TMC. You're an actor. You should know the TMC, they're a bunch of weasels. Every freaking actor, social person hates them for a reason. And you went to them because you want to be slimy. You want to be slimy as hell. When we have the evidence, we don't have to be fair to you. We don't have to be fair. This is a prior, I think, parallel they're trying to point out, but just listen to the point. We do not have to be fair to the Nazis or the triple C clan. Damn, I'm trying to go around the word, right? Those. You know, we don't have to be fair to the Triple K clan. We don't have to be fair to them. We don't have to be like, they don't deserve none of the hate they're getting on social media. They're horrible people, all of them. We don't have to be fair to them. We don't have to be fair to you. You lied on a man's honor and reputation. That's horrible.
Of course, we also touched on what happened in court and what the jury decided.
I already went off on like 3 minutes on
There's
that
no
response.
polite way to say it. The jury looked at the evidence you presented.
The people looked at the
They
evidence.
listened to your testimony
Mhm.
and they did not believe you.
That's a great question,
They
in my
thought you
opinion.
were lying.
Yep.
How could, I'll put it this way, how could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees.
Two things. The trial was 7 weeks. Now, if you're trying to say that Johnny had more time, that is incorrect. Both of you had the same amount of time. Your team actually took more time than Johnny's team, right? Third of all, yes, they heard, if you divide it, right, 3.5 weeks and 3.5 weeks equals 7 weeks. Okay, if you divide it, you still had 3.5 weeks to make your case. You're acting like it was 3.5 weeks and you only had 4 days to make your case. You had 3.5 weeks to make your case. And the reality is that nobody came to defend you. The people that you didn't pay were your ex friends that made a deposition 2 years ago. They didn't even want to bother to come help you and testify on your behalf live. They were forced to by deposition over 2 years ago. They're not even your friends. They admitted as much at the beginning of every recording.
And towards the end of the trial, randos, as I said,
Let me go back.
relentless testimony from paid employees. And
Second thing, the only people that actually came live for you were paid experts. Was the crazy Dr. Spiegel, and there was your crazy man-hating psychologist.
towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
Yeah, I fucking hear his smile.
So you don't blame the jury?
I don't blame them. It wasn't, I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character.
This is the thing about the randos. The randos. All the randos that came through, she opened the doors to those the randos. That's like me going to the zoo and opening the lion's den and being like, yo, can you believe I got bit by a lion? You open it. First of all, we got Kate Moss. Kate Moss was only able to come and testify because you said that Johnny pushed her down the stairs. So that opened the doors for Kate Moss to come in and say, no, you're lying. That's not how it happened. Morgan Tremaine, the TMC, the ex-worker for TMC, he was only able to come testify because you said that you don't know how TMC got this evidence. You're like, I don't know how TMC got this video. I don't know how. I don't have no. It beats me. Maybe it was Johnny's lawyer who dropped the evidence. Morgan Tremaine was able to testify because of you opened the door. Let me see. Who's the manager for that manager? Sorry, guys. It's one of the managers that came to testify. Okay, when give me a second. Let's have his name. Johnny Depp's team called a former owner and okay, so it's Johnny's team called the former owner and lived-in manager of Hicksville trainer Palace Morgan Knight. Palace Morgan Knight, I believe that's his name. Okay, whatever. You guys know who I'm talking about. He was the manager of the Hicksville Trailer Palace. I believe his name is Morgan Knight. Let me just type it real quick. Morgan Knight. Okay, it was Morgan Knight, right? You said that Johnny destroyed one of the trailers. Morgan Knight was able to come in and testify that the only damage she saw was $60. It was because of a lamp. Every rando that came in because of you. But notice how there were no randoms on your side. No randos. Nobody came forward. Every single person you're complaining about was able to come in because you opened the door. That's the only reason they were able to come in. So it's your fault because you're a liar.
And people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
And you're a horrible actress. You couldn't even cry.
Their job is to not be dazzled by that. Their job is to look at the facts and the evidence. And they did not believe your testimony or your evidence.
Again,
That's a tough question.
How could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
We're going to have more of our exclusive
me
interview
see.
with Amber Heard first on today, tomorrow, and Wednesday morning. It's a wide-ranging sit
Tomorrow
down.
and Wednesday. Okay. You know, like another thing, she keeps talking about, like, I want to be left alone, but she's the one doing interviews. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be making interviews. If you actually want to be left alone, you would have been doing interviews. The crazy thing is, Camille Vasquez asked her during Cross. He asked her, "You were the one that shot the first shot, right? For the whole trial." I think Amber shot the first shot because Johnny was denying what happened. So she shot the first shot. She sent a letter to Johnny. And you know what the fuck her response was? Her response was, "I didn't. The lawyers did. Your lawyers. Therefore, you shot the first shot." It's crazy because she is suing Johnny, countersuing him for something his lawyer said. But when Camille Vasquez asked her, "Hey, didn't you shot the first shot?" She was like, "Nah, my lawyers did." What type of logic is that? Like this girl, I cannot even see anything that she does because the amount of anger that just looking at her face is just so freaking annoying. Like it's just a liar who lies, who won't stop lying. And at this point, she cannot back down. She has to keep digging in. Because other than that, she's really irrelevant at this point. Because nobody believes her, so she's gonna have to double down, triple down, quadruple down, calling her rando. She doesn't want to accuse the jury. Oh man, how could the jury not believe me after 3 weeks of testimony? You wouldn't understand this twice. And she asked you a fair question. They didn't believe you. How could they not? Maybe because you're horrible. The crazy thing is that she didn't need much to win this trial. All she had to do was put up a believable, somewhat story, but she wanted to make this, this whole scene that she was destroyed and defiled, and this man is Michael Myers. Meanwhile, she was abusing quote unquote Michael Myers the whole time. Like this woman is horrible. Anyway, guys, this is much. It was only a 2-minute interview. I think the next half, like they said, is going to be up tomorrow, and the last half is going to be off Wednesday. Me and Sam are going to go over those. I just did this real quick one because it was only 2 minutes. I don't think there was really no need for both of us to come in. Share your thoughts. What do you think? Are you in the same boat? Should we treat her fair? I think we have treated her more than fair. Johnny wasn't treated fair 7 years ago, 6 years ago, right? He was cast out of society, but she wants fairness now. You know what's crazy? I'll say this. This shows she's a perfect example of extreme toxic femininity. This is a woman who was accused and proven to lie about those accusations, yet she gets the opportunity to have interviews on national TV where she gets to quote unquote defend herself and talk about it. You think Kevin Spacey would have had an opportunity? You think he has an opportunity to come on and explain his side of the story if he had a case and he's proven guilty? You think Kevin Spacey and every other male actor or celebrity who did these horrible things was completely ostracized from society? I believe Aziz was a comedian. There's another comedian. Do you think he gets an interview? He doesn't get nothing. And Aziz was not even. Aziz was a comedian. I'm pronouncing his name right. Aziz, A-Z, and then other letters, whatever. He's an Indian comedian, but he disappeared from planet Earth. We don't know his story. Kevin Spacey, I don't know if he did it. I didn't look at the evidence. But if he did, let's just say that he did it. Hypothetically speaking, let's just say he did, and he's found guilty. You think he will get the chance to go on AMBC, talked about his experience with the trial? No, he wouldn't. But this liar, this abuser gets to be on national TV explaining herself with her fake voice and everything. All right. So that's all I have to say. All right, guys, take care and